big.
Well, I went back in time and I got my hair. I went back in time and got Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. We'll get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
You're standing up.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fairy.
So when JJ52 says, will Raygun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Ray Gun, I know a place in Western Pennsylvania where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snap.
Dr. Boogie or her Dr. Get Down and tell her she has a PhD in Get Down. Like, play the music,
You know what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and I'm gonna knock you out, she might have won.
Alrighty, Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia, and also welcome back to the Steelers Dynasty podcast with Bubba. What's going on, mate?
Well, I'm recovering. As you saw last night, I had to get it all out. I'm a little better today. Shane pulled me back from the ledge, and I'm getting ready to talk about, Steelers football and what we can do this Sunday.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same. So for me, in that last quarter, I went because I had a flight at 7 a.m. or 7:30 from Dublin. So I've now arrived back home in Australia. I'm back in Sydney in my hotel. I can check out in the next hour, and then I'll find my way back home to my real house, which would be crazy for the first time in a month that I've been home. But as the game starting to end, the Packers went up by 10 points, and I thought, fuck this, I need to sleep. And I had to sleep, and I was like, I stayed up the whole day from like 7 a.m. till midnight to watch it. Great first half, 16 points. Thinking Chris Boswell. By the way, Chris Boswell, instant Hall of Famer. I think he's one of the best kickers ever fucking play the game. Chris Boswell hit like 3 from 50. You call him Chicken Neck Collinsworth. He was going after, saying, "Well, actually, the field's really tough. That's why the other kicker missed 2." Well, Chris Boswell didn't give a fuck. I feel like he does. Like people say that Cameron Haywood and TJ Watt need a playoff game. I win. I think Chris Boswell needs a win because he's very consistent. He's out there. Mike Tomlin believes in him from 2 56-yarders out there.
He's been my MVP for many years. My MVP.
He is
every
MVP.
Game.
He definitely is a player that they need to sign him for a 4 or 5 year contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when he does eventually finish with the Steelers, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. They're always talk about Justin Tucker, but he has his allegations and that kind of crazy shit. They'll talk about the next guy with a better record percentage, but he's 88%. Chris Boswell from 50. I pray for the Wizard all the time. At the same time, he fucking knocks him through. And I thought that was going to be the difference because they missed 2 field goals. Green Bay, we kicked 4. It was a big lead at halftime. And then once Green Bay came back into it, and we'll get into the what happened in the game.
I'm gonna have to rehash it all again. I'm gonna get my box of tissues and start crying all over again.
I went to bed after because I was like, I better sleep. So I put the radio on. Rob King and who's the other bloke there? Max Starks, right? I was listening to them, and even then, when they started losing more, I was like, I turned it off. I had an hour sleep. Woke up at 4:30. Went, oh fuck, we lost 35-25. Roman Wilson got a TD near the end in garbage time. I went and got my flight. I ran into it was an NFL fan at the security. For some reason, my jacket had to be tested twice. It's a $10 jacket. And the guy goes, "How'd you play last night?" And I was like, "Pardon?" He went, "Steelers win." And went, "No." And when someone asks that question, they already know the answer. He already knew the answer. And I was like, "No, we played shit, bro." He's like, "Oh, no, I saw the game." I was like, "Then why'd you ask?"
Why'd you ask me that? Because you wanted to hear your response. That's why.
So we lost 35-25, and I came back home, and I got when I was doing because the second flight sucked.
Did you get your jacket? Lose anything else besides your shades and jacket this time around?
Oh, right? my big. So in the whole trip, I lost my big jacket, which cost me about $100 and maybe $200. But I'll buy another one later. I lost. That was not my fault. It got stolen. My terrible towel. This one. I've got 2 of these now, but another one got stolen, and I lost my sunny.
God,
and I fought a taxi cab driver one time as well. But in the sense of, you know what they say, like the 15-hour trip, right, from Qatar. I kid you not, I had one of these thoughts. I was like 7 hours in. I was like, to be honest, if the plane just blew up, wouldn't bother me. Like I'd be like, I don't care, because then at least I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? I'm going somewhere. Like,
Okay.
Uncomfortable.
Holy shit.
I was so uncomfortable, and the person in front of me pushed their thing all the way back. I'm thinking, I can't sit, and I got the piss like 6 times so I can just get up and walk around, right? But I really thought about it. If the plane exploded, it'd be that quick. At least it'd be over. And that's a sad thought to think about. But I was like, flying sucks. Like 15 hours is a long time.
That's a long time. I couldn't do it because I'm a big dude. Hi, Shane.
I heard 15. I heard exploding. At least it's over. So what a thing to walk into, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, a part of me thought, if it does happen now and it starts to blow up, I'm either going to land in 7 hours or it blows up, and I'll be happy either way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's a pretty dark place to be in, but as a dark Steelers fan right now, this is where we're at.
Well, was that game so bad you didn't even want to get home? You just wanted the whole plane to blow up. I mean, I cried a little bit, had my wife console me, but I never thought that I'd be in a plane and it just would blow up before I go home because we lost.
You sit down, right? And you sit down and go, oh, shit, 15 hours, I'll be home. And then the 5, and it goes 5. It almost sometimes feel like the fucking hours go forward, not backwards. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I tried watching the movie. And
then I watched mental health help for you guys, because Tammy was letting me know that you're whimpering and crying in your sleep about the Steelers. And then you're talking about the plane exploding. So both you guys are just.
I know, we both got it bad. You got to pull us back in.
I'm just saying, if it happened that time, I'd be content. I'd be like, well, that means I wouldn't have to travel another 7 hours on a plane. I'd be fine. That's how bad these planes are. They're just like fucking, as a big fucking tall person, and anyways.
Oh, I know, and you are tall.
Oh, it's just so frustrating. I did watch a movie though. I watched the movie The Little Giants. Because the underdog story again.
Oh,
and I was
that's a good movie.
This is one of my first movies I watched when I was a kid. And the coach gets picked on, and the Cowboys coach comes over, and on the other team, Spike's a rat bag, and Spike talks like he's Gronk. He's like, Spike want football. It reminds me of like Gronk want football. So I saw that,
you think the Little Giants could score on the Steelers defense?
Oh, easy. It'll be like fake reverse pass to, what was the name? Icebox. She'd get the lead run or something.
She'd make a touchdown on an 80-yard catch or something.
Well, to be honest, I think they actually could, because that last 2-point conversion, Mike Tomlin came out today and said that they only had 10 players. And I do love Mike Tomlin, but there are some times I go, and he said in the quote, he was like, and sometimes it happens. And I'm like, how the fuck
should never happen.
Should never happen. Right? He came out and said, well, Eccles was playing for someone for Slade because he was out. And sometimes miscommunication like that, it happens. And I'm like, oh, it should never happen. So it's like, oh boy, there's the
guy there. There should be a coach there. This goes down to junior high school. You have a coach that sits there and counts. It's usually the most junior guy. He sits there and makes sure there's always, and it's usually the coach for the defense has an assistant, the defensive coach, or a special teams coach has assistant special teams coach. And they sit there and they count.
Yeah.
We need one more.
I think as well, what's frustrating to me is, and I know a lot of fans want Tomlin to list every single wrong and say that he's wrong about everything, but I don't think any coach would ever do that in a football sense, would they, Shano? They wouldn't give the way there. Even if they were wrong, they wouldn't do it, would they?
You just say, you don't say that happened. Say, listen, that's something that shouldn't happen, and we're going to address it. And then people would just take it and move on.
But what if, fellas, what I'm saying is, what if Tomlin gave everyone full access? I don't think that's going to happen, is it, ever?
No, as a coach,
no, never give full access, do you? To what
job? Like, they're going to be like shit from, Shane took a shit from 10:43 to, 10:57, and what?
Shouldn't get it. They shouldn't have access into the locker room. And the only time, if I can go back into Steelers history, when AB messed up.
Oh yeah, that was full access.
And get the total access of Tomlin saying, hey, we're going up to New England and we're going to kick their ass. That was not good, and it has never been good. And ever since then has been bad juju for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Off and on. It's been a
yeah,
roller
what I'm
coaster
saying is,
ride.
I know we all want the reason why we're losing and the reason why we suck or the reason why this, and we can speculate why. But no good coach or great coach is going to come out there of any team and say, "Here's X, Y, Z why we suck," and this will be apologetic for it. They're just not going to give you that access because also the owners will be like, "Tomlin, what are you doing? What are you talking about?" So that's why you hear this Tomlin coach speak all the time because that's just the way it is. But as the last few games have been shown, fellas, we talked about it, I think last week, the pass defense and overall defense is shocking because they're allowing 800 yards passing the last in the secondary. Like it is bad. It's not good at all.
This is the worst 2-game stretch, almost 1,000 yards of total offense from our competition. We cannot tackle. And on paper, guys, this is the greatest Steelers team in a long time. Maybe since the AFC playoff game, Steelers in that year when they went to the playoffs to the AFC championship game. I can go back that far. But right now, the secondary is just so bad, and I don't think they can stop anybody, and I don't know how they stop anybody. And it all starts up with the guys up front, the front seven, and they're not stopping anybody either. So I don't know anymore. Like, I'm in a very perplexed situation.
What do you think, Shono, is like? What do you think is like maybe, and it's a hard question, but maybe the root problem before the Steelers defense? Is it coaching? Is it players? Is it scheme? Is it a mixture of all three?
I think it's 20% coaching. And I think it's 40% personnel. And then let me think if I could do my math here. 40% is the fact that you have players that have never played before thrown together. They didn't play in the preseason. They're probably their fifth game where and there's moving pieces, and you have that with teams. But you look back to the dream team, not the dream team in '92 with Jordan and Malone and all those guys and Bird. I'm talking about like maybe the third iteration of the dream team where you had a lot of really good NBA players from the United States that were probably the best athletes on the field. And like I think the Croatian team beat them bad. And they beat them bad because they had played together for years. And you just can't put talented players together and expect them to execute. It's an orchestra. The defense is an orchestra, and you have to know what the other guy's doing. And if you don't, especially in those complex coverages in the backfield, linebackers not so much unless maybe the tight end gets in the middle and there's some blown coverage there. But when you're playing free safety, strong safety, defensive back, and there's a cover two, and you got to know when that safety comes over and helps that cornerback. There has to be that communication.
They look lost, Shane. I believe they look lost when there's motion, and it's just they look very, very lost.
When you have an inexperienced quarterback like they did when they faced that, the Browns, those glaring problems aren't there. But you can make up for it because you can collapse and be aggressive, and they're athletes. They're fantastic athletes individually. But when you have a Joe Flacco, when you have a Love, whole different ball game. When they get a little bit of time,
did you know that Jordan Love? Here's one that really made me really fucking pissed off. Jordan Love set his career high completions in a row for 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking bad. Like that says to me, and I'm starting to think like, I love Joey Porter. I love some of the secondary and the defense in that, right? But where are you? Where's the splash plays like that we want to see? Like where's the? I don't know. Where's the guys? Maybe just doing your job part of a team isn't as great as doing your job with the team. Like as you're trying to like say, because it feels like all individually right now they're playing just okay. I've got to run here to the X, get that. But no one's to me is playing instinctively like Troy Paul, number 43 would. Troy would.
Right.
I don't think they are.
Troy was given like he was like allowed to roam because he had that communication. He would tell him, "Hey, listen, I'm coming up here and playing this. And even though, and Cower talked about that in a couple weeks ago, and it was kind of fun. But no, the thing of it is, guys, you have assignments for a reason. And, you can't be chasing as a defender, you can't be chasing your receiver. And we saw that happen more
it's like
than
the Keystone
once.
Cops.
Yeah.
But also, too, they can't wrap up either. The first initial contact, they're not tackling at all. So there's another 8 yards. And there's this is the most prized money defense probably in Steelers history. And historically, not good.
So what happened there, Phil, is how come the first half was enjoyable where they had, the running back under wraps. They had the game under wraps where it was like, what are we, 17-6 at halftime? It felt like we could win this game by running the ball.
Wow.
And they went away from that. They ran the ball 3 times second half, and the defense gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, I would say that it wasn't as great as you think, because there were 3 opportunities to score 7 points, and they came away with each time. So there'd been 21 points. Instead, they came away with 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you came away with 3 field goals where, in actuality, that should have been 21 points. The fact that even if you just come up with 1 field goal and 2 touchdowns, that's successful. But to come up with 9 points, this is what we talked about, why the Steelers sucked a couple years ago. Boz was the MVP because they weren't scoring touchdowns. You have a Hall of Fame, probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, slinging it, and it's 4th and 1, and you're not going to try to go for it, at least on one of those occasions. I don't know. You gotta have.
We're paying Metcalf to make big plays, and that big play is when Aaron Rodgers threw him that pass, and that was and he couldn't catch it. And he should be able to catch that. The week before, he didn't beat that cornerback and power that ball into his reception. Like, he's getting paid big money to get big plays, and he's a physical receiver.
He did make a play though on the slot for the TD. I thought that was great. I do find in this game, though, the way I kind of think of what I think the Steelers were trying to do or trying to win this game was Mike Tomlin was very happy with the field goals because it gives him points. He did say he wants some TDs, but that still gives you 3 points. But going into halftime, 16-7, up by 9, getting the ball is what really pissed me off, is getting the ball in the second half and you come out 3 plays and do nothing. Like, these are the things that the Steelers, you see a good game versus the Browns and they lay a duck egg. You see them with the Packers and they start playing good football from the beginning. We're all hyped up. We have the advantage. We get the ball in the second half, 16-7. It's a tough team, the Green Bay Packers. And then you come out and with the play-by-play, it's in third quarter, punt, 3 plays, 2 yards in 1 minute. And then the whole game starts to change.
They passed. I believe they passed in that series. They didn't come out and run the ball because I think Suamala was torn with the pec, so they got away from the run, which they should have just kept trying to run.
Correct. They passed 3 times, and they were all they were only 1 complete with 2 yards. That's very correct. Yep. And that's what's
the game. You have DK doing the Three Stooges.
No, he did the Roddy Piper. I
didn't see that. What happened with that? What happened? Like, I didn't see that part. I was probably asleep.
Go ahead, Baba.
Well, he was. They were arguing the whole game, I guess. And the guy from Packers, I believe, I saw the video, said something smart to him, and Metcalf, DK, just like poked him in the eye. So right there's a penalty on sportsmanlike conduct that, it was very.
Did that ruin the game? Were they already down by a lot?
I don't think it ruined the game, but when you can't have penalties like that in an outcome of a game that's going to be very tight to the wire when you have to. I mean, that was before the botched officials with the offsides call not giving the Steelers a first down, and then you had that drive. The Steelers had the Packers at the 10-yard line in the Packers, and then that big giant moon Hail Mary pass to the Kraft, who just jumped up and get it. Nobody, and then he ran.
And Elliott played that. He played that so wrong, by the way. I know that it's football, and sometimes I make mistakes. However, he played that wrong. By the way, too, Kraft pushed off.
He did. So they didn't call that either.
Didn't call that, and then they'll call a flag on DK when he pushed off. That penalty on the offside was not called, and they tried to review it. And they said nothing happened. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. The NFL does seem rigged sometimes like that. And that would have been a first down. So that might have been was that in the second half? I can't remember when that was, but
It was in
that might have been
the second half, I believe. The second half
that was one of the passes that Tom that Rodgers was going to pass. And he had a free play. And yeah, imagine if Rodgers threw a pick then, and they still didn't get it back. That would have been insane, right?
Look at Mr. Precious comments. That's a nice little.
I would do that right now. I would do that right now.
PJ Gardner John the trade for number 1 overall pick for Sauce Gardner and DT Wounds bench slay for Corey Trice. That's another thing we got to talk about too. Use 12 draft picks, Steelers, make trade and Jets are selling. That's true.
That's pretty good for a Cav
I like your take. I like your take.
Yeah, he's pretty smart for a Cav scout.
Let's a what scout?
I think he's a third ACR. I think that's what he is.
Yeah, I think Darwin was a bit like you, Shannon. He's been like all around the world. He said he's like lived in Germany and stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe doing the army and whatnot. But okay, I want to start with this first though. What the fuck is going on with Slade? Because he's the one getting torched a lot.
He's done. His career at Pittsburgh, he doesn't need to be back on the field ever again.
I hate to say 11th ACR. Okay.
I hate to say it. I'm not wishing that against anybody, but he's just father time. Our Steelers defense is old and it shows on the field. But
who's going to take his spot, and will the Steelers even do that? There's probably we want him out of it, but that doesn't mean the Steelers are going to do it. So who would take his spot?
If Trice is available and healthy, put Trice in there. Or you got till the 4th to make a trade and try to get some secondary help. Our secondary, with all these big names we had, is the worst secondary in a long time. The thing is, though,
if it's Corey Trice, I feel like he's never fucking healthy.
I know.
When have we ever seen that? We've seen this guy play 1, 2, 3 times, So I don't know. I know there's like all the ideas and like these comments are great and this kind of stuff. But what I try and look at is, will the Steelers do it? I know they went and they got someone Scantling, the guy in Green Bay. That to me is not really a needle mover. It's just a guy in depth for
that's depth. Him and Rodgers have some kind of experience with each other, so he might be Rodgers if he gets in. Rodgers' safety valve. He had good seasons with him in Green Bay, but we still need to make a trade We still need to make a trade.
They went to a haunted house together, like in 2018, and they have that kind of bond now.
Well, I heard someone say that his name's Scantling. Someone, right? I've seen him playing in Green Bay. His max times he's had a reception was 4 or 5. I don't think he's receiver number 2. I still think they're going to use Austin Moore and Roman Wilson, that guy.
Make a trade.
But one of my biggest, I guess, this is another problem I want to bring up in today's show is if Spencer Anderson plays for Isaac Seumalo, we aren't going to see the big jumbo package anymore. I don't think, because then they can't use Spencer or 6 guy, right? So what do they do?
Put in use a tackle. They have to get somebody else in that position to make that jumbo package. If they put they have the other Anderson. I don't know if it's Gene or Ole Anderson from the Horsemen, but just put another Anderson in.
Yeah.
And just keep going that jumbo package because they're going to need it because they move the ball with it.
Yeah, the only thing I've been thinking about is that big guy Andres Pete. If they use him as the extra tackle, because
he's a Pro Bowler, he's an ex-Pro Bowler. Put him in there. What's wrong with him? All these guys that we signed,
like he's 6'8" or something like that. He's quite massive as a tackle.
They need to be playing. And Shane just left.
He's 2 meters, so he's like almost near 6 foot something 8, right? I think the Steelers, to me, what happened was when that Seumalo got injured, they used Anderson, and the whole Steelers offense right now has been revolving around the run and getting Washington next to Spencer Anderson and moving the ball up the field, right? Mm-hmm. And we aren't going to see that. If he fills in at left guard, which he probably will, then that to me is that part of the offense is now gone. So
I think they'll put somebody else in that position. Like you said, maybe Pete, maybe somebody else that's a little younger, maybe the third string guard, somebody.
Move them around, right?
Yeah, they got to keep using that jumbo package because it seems to be working. And why get away from it? So they got now is next man up. So you can't not use that jumbo package. You got to find somebody to fill Anderson's spot where Solomon is not out for the season. Like
No,
we lost.
it looks like they're going to have Anderson next to Jones, who I think he's been playing quite well. Then Washington. Then you need someone else like what they've been doing because it's been successful. And the Steelers like number one team doing that. That's their style at the moment, right? Joe and Warren, these guys running behind them. I would wanted to see more run game in the second half. No fucking idea why they went away from that. From second half, they started passing and didn't run the rock. Joe and Warren ran it 3 times, but that to me has been very successful. So that's also another frustrating part. And you and I talked about it 10 minutes ago in the Black and Gold room. Sometimes with Mike Tomlin's team, there are players, Bubba, and I'm going to hand it to you. Which players right now are you thinking not getting a fair shake and a fair go at fucking playing in this team? Because there's a few that I can think of.
Well, Peppers for one. I mean, give him an opportunity. Like last year, they didn't give Mike Williams an opportunity at all. They weren't playing. And I'm sure there is somebody on defense, and they're not playing black as much as I want to see on the defensive line. So I don't know what the problem is. I have no idea. I'm not a coach, so I don't know. But also to put Peppers in there. Peppers, look, until he messes up, he can't be any worse than Slay. He can't be any worse than, and I'm not a big Joey Porter fan. I'm sorry. I know he went to Penn State, but he's not like his old man, and he's just not that good.
Let's stay there for a minute. Do you think time's running out? Because I'm also thinking that Joey Porter, we all so excited to have him. It was the great trade with Claypool, but where's the big play from Joey Porter the last?
There is none. I thought Joey Porter this year would be a Pro Bowler, but he's not playing like a Pro Bowler. And Father Time is against the Steelers defense because they're not getting the explosiveness. They're not getting the takeaways now like we were before. They're not even like they didn't even get a sack Sunday night. Like TJ Watt's $40 million, but what $40 million for what he's doing, and he's not worth $40 million. And Hayward is not working well either, and he got that extension or more money, and he's not playing up to par either. So
two games in a row they've had no sacks, and also looking at Joey Porter stats right now, I believe this is something that maybe that's kind of hard to say, but at the same time it's trying to live in reality. Maybe without his name, we don't talk about him that much.
You'd have never drafted him probably. He's
very handsy and gets the penalties, this and this, but you don't see him make a splash play and get too many pass deflections or this and get interceptions. Shona, what are your thoughts about like Joey Porter right now? Like, does he need to fucking play?
I've never been a huge fan. I thought, number one, because he's from Penn State, everybody was like, Joey Porter, and then because he's the son of senior, I think he's overrated. He's tackling better. That's my positive. They say if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. So with it, it's like saying God bless his heart.
Stay quiet then.
God bless his heart. He gets every defensive back's going to get penalties. If you don't get penalties as a defensive back, you're not playing football. However, you don't get 3 in a row. And you don't get, it's just he gets really handsy and he gets beat a lot. I think there's better defensive backs out there. And Bubba's spot on. If he's not Porter Jr., he doesn't get drafted.
Yeah, I think the story with Joey Porter Jr. is great, but we just haven't seen the highlight reel for him play the last year or two, right? Nothing's super crazy stood out where I wouldn't say there'd be too many Steelers fans buying Joey Porter Jr. jerseys.
I don't know anybody's going to buy a Porter jersey. I mean, Ike Taylor couldn't get an interception, but I'll tell you what, Ike Taylor could shut people down.
Yeah, definitely.
But let me ask you both a question here. Okay, we are 4-3. Mm-hmm. This Steelers defense on paper, we were very excited about. Okay, they're having the Colts come to Pittsburgh. I don't know how many times you have to talk about, we know we got outplayed. We're not doing what we need to do the last 3 weeks. The Cleveland game, they were all upbeat and they were all pumped up, but they were going against a rookie quarterback. Okay, and they shut people down in Cleveland. But if Cleveland would have had a better offense, I mean, if it coulda, woulda. But what can we say and what can we do to make this Steelers defense, we believe in them again? Because every time they get out on the field, I was just hoping that Rodgers have 9-minute drives and the Steelers defense stay on the sidelines. I don't even want to see the Steelers defense. I don't want to see them anymore longer. And it's bad. Like, I'm not like that, but.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
This is going to make everybody just want to pull their hair out, and you're going to look like this.
Well, don't, because I have a lot of hair.
So check it out. This weekend, the Steelers' defense is going to be somewhat much improved. You're going to see a totally different defense, and you'll be like, what's going on? But then again, you're going to have a game after that where they're just going to shit the bed again. They're going to be inconsistent. You'll see them look – you'll have flashes, as Tomlin will say, of where they look good. And I just think that you're going to have a better outing this weekend. I still think the Steelers are going to lose, but it's going to be competitive.
That's not good because the collapse is coming earlier than later.
I'd like to see them, to be honest, if you want the one thing from me, I'd like to see them, the secondary, whoever it's cornerback, safety, or whoever, or even the linebackers, anytime a pass is thrown, I want to see that pass be contested. And I believe they're not doing that. I think the scheme and their overall players, they're just getting outmatched. If they're playing in zone or they're playing in whatever, they're getting beat every time. Slay's getting beat. Rams getting beat. They're not contesting the catch. They're allowing the catch for a 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain, and next minute it's a 15-yard gain. I believe that the pass catches for the teams the last 2 weeks, they're not getting any. There's no contest. They're getting the ball out so quick that not even TJ Watt can get there fast enough. I believe that Highsmith, he needs to step it up because I'm not even sure if he would be a number one outside linebacker rushing on another team out there. I believe they gave him a contract. They haven't played. They play her big. They're playing fucking good rotation. Next minute, they don't play him. So there's something there too where that they tend to do this with a lot of players. You guys know this. They pay the people the money. They play them more, right? Even though other guys are playing maybe better. I would say, Bubba, contest the fucking catch. And that to me hasn't been happening in terms of man on a man or zone or being in the right spot at the right time. They're dinking and dunking down the field and they're just taking care of business like too easy.
Well, the Steelers defense, the first quarter and a half against New England, they were playing very physical football. The Cleveland Browns game, they did play physical football. They're not playing physical Steelers football. That stuff now is probably in the past because the Steelers defense to me is nowhere historically. They're historically bad. And I don't know how they can swing the wagons around, because the Indians are coming. They got to hold everything off because if it gets away from them, if they lose Sunday, they got to go to the Chargers and they got Cincinnati. That's 3 AFC opponents.
Chargers and Colts can both go up 21-0 in a heartbeat and we'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers in this offense it's funny because this year it's like the offense is playing better, but in the previous years we relied on the defense to win games. Now that's not happening. So that to me is a very worrying sign. But what do you think?
And we're scoring because if we could score 23 points, we're winners. We're 70, 80, 90% winners. Now we can't even do that because our defense cannot stop third down and 7, third down and 15, third down and 30. They can't stop a third down. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's a very tough question because I feel like we all know that the defense under Austin or Mike Tomlin, it won't change too much. But then what changes? Like what overly does change then? Is it like what Shane says? 1 week we play outstanding. The next week it's, oh my goodness, we lose by 35 again, 35 to 20.
Here's my take on it real quick. They need to fire Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin has to be a head coach, the motivator of leaders and whatever, and let his defensive coordinator coach and stay out of the defensive coach's fucking office. Everybody knows that we can't cover tight ends for 15 years now. It's ridiculous. Tight ends are killing us. Kraft had his best game ever.
What did that guy get? What did he get, 148 yards?
He got, yes. And then Watson came back, and he was a tight end, and he got 85 yards. I believe he's a tight end. I could be wrong. I don't know much about the Packers, nor I even care about the Packers. But everybody in their right mind knows the Steelers defense.
143, 2 TDs, and 9 targets. That's
what is running. We can't stop tight ends. We've never been able to stop Gronk. The only fucking tight end was stopped was Aaron Hernandez, and that's because he went to prison and he's no longer alive.
Yeah.
That's the only defense the Steelers could stop right now is Hernandez.
Yeah, it's definitely something that has been. You kind of thought the tight ends were. I don't know. It has been a problem. Shayna, what else? What else do we? What do you do as a player, Shayna? What do you do? You keep hearing these excuses, right, from fucking Patrick Queen and all of them. Oh, we need to do better. What do they actually have to do to be better?
Instead of just looking at tape as an individual, they need to sit in the same room and look at tape. They need to look at, hey, just not what the tendencies are for your position, but what
your assignment.
What what is this corner going to do? What's the safety going to do? Especially, it's not as important for say TJ, okay, but for an inside linebacker like Queen, for like a free safety, a strong safety, for your defensive backs, it's just probably a lot of tape, a lot of just discipline. It doesn't seem these guys are veterans. I don't get it. I mean, is it because they're past their prime? That's what I'm trying to I'm still trying to figure out what
early 30s is not, to me, it's like great if you're in your 30, 31, like you're good, like 32, 33. I can see if you're 37 years old out there, but you're not. Slade's 35. I mean, maybe I don't think he was supposed to start anyway. I think he was supposed to help out.
Here's something that I think that Jeddah was correct, and this is why we get very frustrated because the game is the game and we love football. However, when they do this, and it's 5, 6, 7 weeks in, and you're like, where's your man? And it's like, how can you, or there's 4 seconds before it goes hut, and they're still barking orders and looking around.
Here's what you do. Fucking time out, fuckers.
Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers knows more about football. His football IQ is probably the top 5 that have ever walked the earth. I'm not blowing sunshine up his ass. He literally knows football. And when he sits there and he looks, and you can read it in his face that he knows that they fucked up. You can just see like he gives that look like, what, like the time Bubba washed the car with a Brillo pad.
No, the one time I washed with gasoline. Yeah, I messed up when I was 12 years old. My dad was not happy.
I'm sure his dad looked at him like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would
have been shiny though.
His dad looked at him.
Oh, it was shiny dull. It was very dull and shiny, but my dad was not happy.
You know what's interesting, because I remember what Rodgers had brought to this team. It's so funny. Like, the defense is now struggling. I wouldn't think I'd pick that this year at all. However, like Rodgers, there was one play in that game versus Green Bay. He checked. He did all these different things. Threw a screen pass to Austin. Austin got 9 yards. Fantastic, right? There was some good movement like that.
He knows what
but our defense, it does seem like that we have Cameron Howard as a leader. He made a lot of, off season, right before camp and right before games, a lot of crazy stuff. TJ Watt, he's the highest paid one-on-ones in the defense. He's been non-existent. Highsmith, like I said, don't think he's number 1 anywhere else or number 2, really. He's just the guy that plays, but
he got paid 60. What did he get paid? $60 million or something?
Yeah.
Or 45, like way too much money.
And they're just not being a team and a unit where versus the Browns, and like Shane said, a great point. They verse a rookie quarterback, and then when they verse like a competent offense, and if the Colts come in this week with Jones, he's now a veteran quarterback, and they're lighting it up over 30 points per game. Taylor has 12 TDs, 800 yards rushing, and they're playing the exact same defense. They're going to get fucking carved up each and every week like this, unless they step it up. But I do want to flip now because I want to try and see some positives in this game and then try and talk about some positives for the Colts. What's something, Bubba, that you saw that, well, maybe not a positive or a player that's actually playing like Steelers football right now?
The only person besides Boswell to me, and there might be a couple other people, is Aaron Rodgers. If we don't have Aaron Rodgers, we're 1-6 or whatever. Without Aaron Rodgers behind center, we are screwed. I think I want to give a shout out to, even though the tackles are still Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu are playing half decent. Like, we're not getting killed by Broderick Jones's play. And I think and I can't say anything about the defense. Like, I have nobody now. Like, like if I was Art Rooney and I would have never paid anybody any of all that money, and we'd still be in the same boat we are now at the Steelers being the 30th ranked defense or 32nd. We might as well fucking be. I'd rather be 32nd with $45 million for the whole team instead of 166.
Well, right now, a UFL team who plays spring football could probably beat us because with the defense, I don't think they're even – I would be okay. We lose a game, 33-31 or whatever it was, like the Bengals, but there was a crazy play. Oh, my goodness, that throw was insane. I can't believe that was the offense that won that play. We don't.
I think Rodgers – and I also think Rodgers is give him a couple more weeks, and I bet you he regrets making his decision signing with fucking the Steelers.
Unless they start to turn it around. They have to really –
because he's called, already called fucking Metcalf, hey, cocksucker, you got to catch these balls. You know what I mean?
That?
Like, yeah. Yeah.
Those words?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
You cocksucker.
He's going to go off on everybody on that team, and he's going to go off on Tomlin, and it might be a blaze of glory that I've seen like no other, because he could be like on Breaking Bad or some kind of TV show where there's a big pile of money, and he just takes it and throws a fucking grenade and blows it all up.
Well, the last 2 weeks definitely games they could have won, right? Shane, what about you? What's a positive of one person that's standing out of like playing good Steelers football right now?
I think the equipment manager is doing a great job of pressing those unis and getting everything. The running backs, Gainwell and Warren, have been surprised, have been a breath of fresh air. The line is doing a lot better with the run blocking. Got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, it wasn't for the whole game, but there were splashes there where the guys were getting loose. They're running. Both Gainwell and Warren are running hard, getting yards after contact. They weren't doing that before. Well, Johnson wasn't doing that, but the feet are churning as they're getting hit.
He needs more chances, though. This is the thing that with Tomlin as well. He doesn't really play the rookies until like year 2 and stuff like that. Same with RB. Johnson just isn't, not getting reps, I don't think, to have the chance to get some.
He needs to be put in there, though.
Yeah.
He needs something.
I agree. Because Warren, I agree with you, Shane. I think Warren's my guy. I think he's the guy that's been outstanding for run the rock and playing with Steelers' heart. I want to go back, though. Did he really say that, like, to him on the field?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you read his lips.
Yeah. Okay. So you're thinking that the Rodgers, like, angry meter is getting going to start to blow up in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
In the games, he's like that, though. He wants to win. He's not going to pat you on the back and say, you'll get him next time. He's like, listen, dickhead, you missed that ball. You should have caught it. That's that way he is. He's not
That's like the old
way, Metcalf should catch those balls. Like, that was a touchdown pass. Like,
really? I didn't know they
player.
They played in slow-mo for a commercial break as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was big players make big plays.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think maybe they can't hold on to fucking Aaron's fucking balls because he throws them too hard. Like, I don't know, because they're in the breadbasket and it bounces off, and
all that cancel culture stuff now. I think that by the way, that's gone now. I think we're past that
good
4 or 5 years we've had. But there was a time there when you say something like that, you go to HR and you get in trouble. Well, back in Aaron Rodgers' days, if you were in school, you said that stuff all the time.
Well, if I said I'm HR and me are like best friends, so
Bubba, if you want the weekend off, you can say something and have the weekend off.
I'd have a week and more if I said that, but I mean it when I need to go watch.
I didn't see that happen, but I like that. It's so funny that I turned around so quickly because I was against him coming in doing this stuff, but really it's what the team needs. They need accountability. Rodgers came out and said that the team should hold themselves all accountable and they need to figure it out what's right or wrong, and they're not doing that. So, oh boy, yeah, this is something that where the fact that Aaron Rodgers right now and the offense is holding this team together, and even Rodgers is holding the team together, the defense is playing chillax football. It's pretty frustrating, right?
And Don's right. They could use that jumbo package with Washington as Spencer Anderson and keep him in at all times too. So yeah, I mean,
I couldn't believe he caught a pass.
That could work. He didn't catch a pass. Spencer Anderson caught a pass, but
yeah.
Washington.
That was insane. That was like part of the fun half when we saw him catch a pass. Like, oh my god, like Rogers went, okay, here you go. And that's something like the big fellas like that, they'll fall forward, 4 yards. And Rogers also had like nine pass catches out of everyone, right? I don't know, fellas. I just think that what's holding us back is the defense is not communicating. They're not playing with any real integrity to really win. They're just playing to go out there and do their assignment. And that's it. I don't think they're really playing with enough physicality to.
They're not playing Steelers. They're not playing Steelers football. They're not playing physicality of Steelers football. And all those guys who made money should give their money back right now because they are ranked in last place probably in the NFL. And they know, look, Chase is chomping at the bits to face us again. Taylor is chomping at the bits to get 175 yards rushing. Derrick Henry is chomping at everybody that we are facing now is chomping at the bits to face this Steelers defense because it's like everybody, when they go, it's Halloween time, and when you got a Halloween costume and the neighbor who gives all the candy away, you know what I mean? You better get there soon because that lady's going to give all the candy away, and that's the Steelers defense.
I called over the podcast you guys talking yesterday when I woke up this morning when there was about 10 times more F-bombs than there was today, Bubba. And you're saying that Shano was like holding you back from the ledge.
So
Shane, what is like, and it's so funny because me and Bubba are always like either really fucking into it and going fucking crazy, or we're on the other side going, we suck. And Shane's always the constant middle ground of like, guys, it's okay. Shane, how can it be an okay moment for us?
No, I'm saying the same thing. And they're not as, I mean, it's not nearly as bad as everybody's making it. I mean, it's football at the end of the day. I mean, they didn't lose by forced touchdowns. They didn't get blown out. It's competitive. A couple things here and there that change. Like I said, set of field goals, you get touchdowns, they win that. I mean, that whole dynamic of the game changes. So, after about the 45-minute mark of Bubba having a shit fit, I'm about ready to push him off the ledge myself. Same with you, Mark. I thought you'd be like tickling Tomlin's balls, and then Bubba wants to stab him in the back. So, I mean, we got to find a happy medium. Tomlin needs to grow.
I'm okay with it now. I'm just a bit frustrated. I know it's season.
It's same old with him. But then again, you want.
But Shane, I knew last Thursday we can't win. Like I didn't even not know that historical Steelers records on the road on Thursday nights. They haven't won since 45 years. They have not won.
We talked about that.
I'm okay with that. This game here was something because it was a big game. It was a prime time. After that debacle in Cincinnati, the defense just shit the bed in the second half, and they scored all those points. And it's just ridiculous. And that tight end was untouched. And once that happens, that's not good. And they don't adjust. I don't know what they do in halftime. They go in and they get some Gatorade or get them a sock. They don't adjust at all.
So, what you're saying, Sean, I was going to come in today. I'm always going to be a huge Tomlin fan because we still have a whole season to go, and I think he's done wonders for the team over time. But I do think that sometimes I know how Tomlin does things, and it can be frustrating because they won't change certain game plans. But at the half, they were up by 9 points. And you think being up by 9 points, you'd run the game, you run the rock, our defense would turn up and play, stout football. The Packers just turned it all around. I do believe, too, they can definitely – they could shake it off like Taylor Swift, and next minute they could fucking win a game versus the Colts, and we'd be up by 5-3. And then here's one thing I find really funny. It's 1 week we love them so much,
they
lose, and we hate them so much. I hate that big divide. That is too.
I hate the situations. I don't hate the team. I hate the situations because $166 million, and we can't stop third down and 15. Our third down stops are I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the defunct is. I don't know where TJ Watt is. Cam Hayward probably should have never said, "Hey, I want more money," because he's obsolete. Darius Slay is 35, and you see how he can't make a tackle. He's on the ground checking the grass.
He did miss a few,
and he's an ankle biter, and he's just not. I don't know what the problem is. I just don't know. I'm not a defensive guru, and I don't think anybody's going to want to come to Pittsburgh anyway, even if Terrell Austin gets fired, to come in and be like, to play, they have to listen to Mike, and Mike's going to be having everything on his defense. Well, maybe Tomlin should just be the coordinator and head coach. Don't hire that position and go from there, because who's going to come in there and let him dictate? And maybe there's somebody else out there that has a different defense that could be a little better, a little bit more inventive, a little bit more, because now it's a passing league. It's not a running league, but now it went back to the running league this year. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sucks.
Jenna, your response to that?
Well, I'm glad that Get and Go and Sheets don't have bulletin boards anymore, because there's going to be a missing poster up there for TJ Watt, because he's been MIA for a few weeks. If you find TJ, you have that little tab you pull and you call that number. I don't know. Maybe he's on milk cartons. I don't know. Hopefully he shows up and you do see him play. I'm joking, but he's getting held still, but they're throwing either over his head, getting rid of the ball real quick,
away from him,
running the other direction.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing the same thing to Myles Garrett, even though I hate Myles Garrett. They're doing the same thing to him.
Wait, one thing about that. That's kind of funny, though. He had 5 sacks and they still lost. That's crazy.
They have no offense.
But how do you get 5 sacks and you still lose? And he's now sulking on the bench, and he doesn't want to be there, but he came back for the money. He said he was going to leave. The Browns are a dump. We are going through the motion of this season, but the Browns are a bad organization. The fact that they gave him all the money and he wants a Super Bowl and came back to lose like that.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy. And even then too, the Jets beat the Bengals. Me and Shane were doing a podcast.
Are you going on the show tomorrow?
Sorry?
Are you going on that Roundtree show tomorrow?
Yeah, I have Wi-Fi tomorrow. I'll be back home.
Okay.
I'll be there.
And you can tell them, hey, you lost to the fucking Jets, buddy. You can stand on that all you want. You still lost to the Jets.
Yeah, the only winner this week was the Ravens, and they took care of business against the Bears. And Tyler Huntley. Yeah, so that now, and as well in the divisional speak, the Ravens are favorite because the Steelers are up and down. It's just, I don't know. I think it is week to week, and we've been here before in certain stretches. We know that Mike Tomlin and the boys can turn it around. It is frustrating to find that they're just not doing it right. That's the hard point. But like Shane said, they come out and beat the Colts. Then next week, we're all happy.
And we'll be like, "Oh, they're so good." And I'm like, "What?"
But I'm the typical Yunzer. We've been in every game. Every loss we've been in.
Mm-hmm.
We were beating the Cincinnati Bengals with 2 minutes and 20 seconds ago. We were winning that game. All we had to do was stop them.
And most times we do. 9 times out of 10, back in the day, 5-10 years ago, you get a third down sack, game's over, walk away.
And Sunday night we were leading that game and we lost. So the Steelers leading the game and losing, I like to see that record, because it's not many times the Steelers lose when we're up by
like that. The first time it happened since 2014 or something, I think it was.
Yeah,
I retweeted it. It was something similar to that. They'd been up by at the halftime
because they just let their foot off the gas. They let their foot off the gas.
I can't remember. I don't know where I saw it.
That's just saying.
Yeah, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was something like that, where they're up by at halftime by 9 points, and they should have. I don't know, something should have won. I have no idea. Jaime says the last year at least we got better in the second half. This year not so much. It's true. But many times we win these games and we won and we need to get better. These are the ones where we lost and we need to get better. So, it's just a funny feeling for us.
I want to see a complete game, a complete 60-minute game. We haven't seen one all year.
I don't know if we spoke about this because Sean did bring up something too about the and I want Shano's take on this. The penalty that should have been called. What do you think, Shane, about that? The offsides.
Oh, there was a couple penalties like that where they should have called, but I mean, man, it's just refereeing in general, from high school, college to the NFL. It's not getting better year to year with technology. It's getting worse. And these refs are getting more money. There's more tools for them to be successful. And I don't know how the NFL is not enabling these guys to make a better call. They have training after, they have crews where they work with the same guys.
Why do they get so bad with all this training, all this technology? Why are they worse
now? I think it's there was a point in the tush push for the Eagles versus the Giants. They apparently called the play dead when it was like, forward progress had been ruled dead, and the Giants fumbled the ball and they ran the ball back for a touchdown. And those are the moments when you go, I think it could be rigged. Those are the moments where you think about that.
And with betting now, look at what happened with the NBA. You are in a position where the perception's reality, and where there's smoke, there's fire. People are going to start thinking, and you're going to lose fans. I mean, it's like, you're never going to not make money in the NFL. There's going to be a point where it's going to start to decline. We're not to that point, but the refs, if the refs continue to suck, the product that they put on there is just garbage. Some of the games are garbage, guys. They are.
Too many flags. It gets too much.
Yeah,
but that's
off here. But
no worries. Thanks, Shane.
See you tomorrow, Shane.
We'll see you soon. But it's true. The moment of the offside, if that was called, it would have been a first down. It'd be first and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 5-yard penalty, new first down, and we're ready to go. Right. And the fact that they missed that, he was offside by 1.5 yards.
You pay me $5,000 a game, I ain't missing a goddamn thing. I'm calling it when it's right down the middle. Right down the middle, I see a hole, boom, boop, flag. They get paid $4,000 to $5,000, and that's a game. I mean, come on. How can they make them blunders like that? And they have the technology up in the booth to override. Maybe they should override these calls, but then it takes away from the game.
The thing is what is fucking dumb about that play. They looked at it and still said, nah.
They look like a bunch of fucking idiots out there huddled around, and it's we know sitting at home what the play is.
Have you noticed too, Bubba?
Pay me $5,000. I'll be a referee.
The replays don't show the play anymore after. Have you noticed that?
No,
they don't show the certain catch or the certain drop or the certain, bobble the football.
They didn't show Kraft pushing them out of the way, catching the ball.
Nah, none of that stuff. So that's why I like now. I do invest, or we both do. We do podcasting. We're doing right now on your show, on my show. I don't try and take it to heart when I'm off air. I just go, that's life, because I do know there's a bit of like riggery to it and story driven and that kind of stuff. Like the Joe Flacco thing, they were talking up him something shocking. Like every single fucking.
Now you don't hear nothing. They lost to the Jets. Now you don't hear goddamn nothing about.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
You don't hear shit about him. Like I mean, I feel bad for Cam Scatterbo because I know Shane wanted to draft him as a Steeler so bad. I feel bad, and that's a horrific injury. You know what I mean? And that sucks because he reminded me of a young John Riggins and a Mike Allstott. But like the Giants were trying so much, but now they can't win. They lose their starting receiver. Now they lose their rookie running back.
That was kind of like the storyline for them too, with Dart and the new blood, right. The big running back and hitting hard, and that bloke's leg got turned around backwards.
And it's a way of the NFL. I mean, look what happened. Deshaun Elliott's out with an ACL, and when he was in, I think it was like 3.4 yards a play. Now when he's out, it's like 7.7 yards a play, and he ain't coming back anytime soon. And he
has been one that the Steelers are going to miss too, because when he's out, they do play worse.
And they lost the defensive lineman, Dan.
Oh
God, yeah, they lost him. Ukulele or whatever. Yeah, he's playing. They lost him he's out for the season. Black should get more playing time. By God, they need to put him in. He's a force. They need to do something. I don't know what this defense needs to do. The schematics, communication. TJ Watt needs to have a meeting, and they all need to, go and pray and see God, because on paper they were so good in the offseason. I keep stating that, and I don't know why they're this bad.
They're not getting that much push up front, though, as well, from like Cam and the boys in the interior, because a lot of times from
Cam's a lot of hot air now. Cam's a lot of hot air right now. I mean, come on. We're not doing this. We're not doing that.
Like last year, is he really?
Just like I said, everybody that got fucking paid by Art Rooney should give all their money back, because they're not playing Steelers football. And then when you start playing Steelers football, you'll get your money. Them signing all these guys.
You know what? It'd be the NFL would never do that. But imagine if they actually played like that. If they actually played, got paid for what they did on the field, that would be intriguing.
Some people would go broke. Darius Slay would be poor. He'd eat fucking Burger King hamburgers out of the dumpster.
Because a lot of times what happens is, end of contracts, they play super tough and hard in 4 years and get the contract, and then they kind of like, they just kind of chillax into it and don't want to get injured, so they get, new NFL contracts.
Right.
But that's obviously the business side is, maybe sometimes players don't want to run down certain players, like when George Pickens didn't want to run down what DK did, there is
Pickens was all himself, and look at him in Dallas, but also too, maybe like I said, you're dealing with his big mouth, you're dealing with his attitude, but you know what? If you're winning and giving Aaron Rodgers weapons, who gives a flying? But Jesus, look, we don't have a cancer in the locker room now, but we can't make a tackle, and our defense sucks. So what difference does it make? Like, we're ranked in every position on defense high.
On the opposite, though, do we have like a leader, though, in the locker room besides Aaron Rodgers?
No, we don't. He's the only one. There's nobody on defense that's a leader because they all are looking in the mirror and they're like, what's going wrong? And they're just – Cam Hayward is just like, oh, we need to do better. Well, we already know that you should have been doing better. First off, you shouldn't have asked for that extension money that you got because you holding people up was ridiculous, and your play now is suffering.
It's also playoff money too. It was like such a stupid. The whole thing about not turning up the camp for a $3 million extension was just stupid.
He makes $3 doing Get-Go commercials. Him and his fucking brother go get commercials on the local TV, buying fucking pizzas and pizza rolls. I mean, in 10 years he'd get his $3 million or more or whatever, because he'd be a Pittsburgh personality. Always making commercials. They'll always put him in. He'll make his money, but he's not doing it on the field right now.
Sean's has been a leader back in defense, and that was Minka traded into Miami. I still like the trade with Ramsey because we got Jonnu Smith. I think that the 2-player for one was a pretty good trade. But I think that, Minka was really good on defense in terms of leadership and,
communication might have been better.
But
I heard communication was bad last year too, so I don't know.
This seems like communication's been bad every game. I don't know. Anyway, let's start to end the show there, Bubba. And we normally do this when Shane's here too as well.
Good note. We'll start it on a positive note.
Positive. I'm back in Australia.
That's positive. You didn't get robbed and
nothing stolen on the plane.
You didn't get beat up in Germany by Usha, the girly girl from Germany.
Yeah, no, I think I've completed.
Hey, how'd your date go?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't really a date. It was more like just drinks, just chilling. Shane asked me the same thing the other day too. It's just hanging out, drinks. It wasn't like a date. Funny thing was, I rocked up and she sent me a text, and that's why I couldn't make last Tuesday.
That's okay. We figured you were making time.
And then I rocked up, and it was really awkward. I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And she was really standoffish. And I was in the back of my head, I was like, "You invited me out. What's the fuck's going on?" Anyway, so it was really weird for like 5-10 minutes. She wasn't very talkative. And I was like hanging with some friend she knew. And then I went inside and I met like another friend of hers, and she was pretty cool. So I actually started talking to the other friend more than her, and I made her really, really, really jealous. It was great.
Ooh,
not that I even knew her, but I like, 100%. Getting back to Bash and Ruse. No, I'm pretty happy that the whole journey, the holiday's now over. I'm back to normal life in 2 days' time, which is working, saving up money, getting ready for Pittsburgh 2026, which will be doing a lot of things over there. But I just think that this team, there is a certain gut check moment when you keep saying we need to be better. If you keep saying that each and every fucking week, fans are going to get disgruntled and they won't watch.
Well, they'll still watch, because we watched during the 80s when it was very disgruntled, very gut check time. I mean, I was younger at that time, and really there wasn't much to watch besides the White Stones of the world. But look, I'm going to take him every game, like I said last night, even though I'm angry. And I'm angry because on paper, and I know they're better than this. That's the problem. They just haven't showed up. Yeah,
I just think I just get over the excuses, and I know that the media wants them to say something. But I wouldn't mind one of them just saying and swearing and just saying we fucking sucked. And then hang on, they got a bit of emotion to it, because all you do here is just, we need to do better. Mm-hmm. We need to do this. We need to cover him. We need to cover that. And the next week they do the exact same thing.
Well, they're not holding themselves accountable. They're holding the blanket statement of accountability. And it needed TJ Watt needs look, I need to play better. I need to get sacks and make big plays like I used to do splash defensive plays. I'm not even doing that. Like, we're praying for him to make a big splash, and then it's not coming. It used to come all the time, but I mean, I understand people scheme against him, but you know what? He's got to go against the scheme, and he also has to break the glass through the other side. You know, he knows when you're that good, you know they're going to scheme against you. If you know you're that good, you just got to keep playing at a high rate.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's do a bold prediction for the game versus the Colts. If you can think of any, what's one thing you think the Steelers can win with a bold prediction somehow, some way?
Aaron Rodgers just taking control of the game and just doing long drives to keep the offense on the field and the defense sitting on the bench with 7 to 8 minute plays, getting touchdowns. We need touchdowns. I love Boz just as you do, but we need touchdowns. Finish it, and then just keep Jonathan Taylor. Just keep him. Stall him so he doesn't break big yardage. I don't know how, but we just got to put up more points than they do and just hold them off. Hold them off. So.
Here's something that I want to happen. I don't know if it will, but a bold prediction for me is I'd say TJ Watt has to make this game his and has to remind us that he is one of the best players to ever play the game. And as a Steeler, I want him to see him get 3 sacks, a forced fumble, and maybe interception, something fucking crazy like that.
Yeah, I like that.
He needs a takeover game where it's all him and taking over.
Yep.
That's very bold because it hasn't happened in the first time in many, many years. They've had 2 games back-to-back with 0 sacks. 0.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very bad. What about any score prediction yet so far? Have you thought about that?
31-17 Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
I'm crazy.
Now, because I'm going to get asked this tomorrow too on the AFC North Roundtable. I actually have the Steelers losing. I don't think they can win this game with the way the Colts are playing and they're running over us. Jonathan Taylor has 850 something yards, 12 TDs. Daniel Jones is playing lights out football as well. They're putting on 35 points pretty much every game. So I've got the Steelers losing like probably 34 to 23 or something like that. Something stupid. I think the Steelers will be somewhat competitive and they won't be. However, they got to prove us wrong. And I did this. The same thing, though. I said this way about the Pats game, then we won.
I know.
But they just aren't playing competitive football. And the we need to do better needs to turn into we played better and we won kind of mentality.
And quit playing Renegade. I'm done with Renegade.
They're playing Renegade at the wrong time. You know why they were at the wrong time? Because they played Renegade after the penalty and they were set up at the 45-yard line. Since when do you play Renegade at the 45-yard line?
I just say they just put that song on a shelf. Just knock it off. Knock it off.
Their guy Warren too is hard to cover as well.
I know, and we can't cover a tight end. We have never been able to cover a tight end in any Tomlin defensive schematics. And that is terrible. When you got, Eidelman doing his podcast and says we never had to get ready for the Steelers defense because we already know what they were running because we just know, and we just lined up and just played against them and we already knew. Like it's too predictable.
Danny Jones has 71% completions. We can't get to him. He'll carve us up. 2,000 yards.
Yeah, and this is Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes is carving everyone up right now. And he has 255 yards per game. They have Jonathan Taylor, 850, like I said, 12 TDs. Danny Jones has 4 TDs. Then receiving-wise, Tyler Warren, their tight end, has 492 yards. Michael Pittman Jr., they've had problems with him in the past. He has 446. Their receiver, Alex Pierce, has 386, 6 TDs. So there's got to be mismatch.
This is the best team in the AFC. This is the best offense in the AFC. Coming to Pittsburgh to see the worst defense.
No Elliott. No defense isn't trying.
No Mijo Green. No Jack Lambert. No Troy Polamalu. No James Harris.
Cameron Hayward is older, and one thing I find very frustrating is we do podcasting, but so do they. And every week they talk about what we should do, shouldn't do, and they get fucking carved up. You know, I think that's interesting. Kuntz has a podcast. You know, Hayward has a podcast, and they can have time for that. But then they go into the game and they get shit on.
Like,
you know?
if I was a Steeler and I did a podcast and I sucked as like I would the community chat would just roast me. I would be roasted because they don't do what we do. They don't have a community chat because they record it, and they don't have.
They have the comments, but it's not the same as a live chat where you know where people are from and where they work and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
Like,
he's
from Perth, Western Australia.
You know, hey, Cam, maybe you want to try to stop the run and try to get more pressure but also too, like when they're on defense and they don't know what's going on and they're all looking like this, you know, saving 3 timeouts in the first half. If it's in the first half, you can go like this. You can go timeout. I don't know what they're saving them for. Giant Eagle fucking.
That was hard. We tried to do a positive. We fucking didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said they're going to win, so I'm going to go with that. They're still going to upset the Colts. And
the only way I think they win this game is a shootout with Rodgers going 4 TDs and fucking 400 yards again.
I hope Rodgers lights them all up. Rodgers is going to he's going to have 20 touchdowns over 20 touchdowns by mid-November. And they haven't had that since Big Ben. So you're looking at probably over 30 touchdowns by Aaron. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers MVP this year.
It's a 1 p.m. game as well, so it's like back to routine. I think 1 p.m. game. Steelers, I think if they can win this game, if they, it's the bookies have the Colts at minus 4.5. I'm thinking it should be more than that. It should be like minus 8.5.
Just some kind of freak of nature. Every Steeler fan go to church in the morning and just pray.
Right. Carl says we're going to have Scantling by Sunday. He hasn't signed yet, technically. I don't think he has not technically signed.
I don't know if he is, and they still need to trade. I still think they need to trade.
Yeah, they haven't signed anyone technically. I don't think it's just been a rumor.
I thought I don't know what's real and what's wrong on the internet, so I don't post nothing until after the fact. So, because I can't trust AI, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I seen an AI where, Rodgers was throwing Antonio Brown down on the south side and he was catching touchdowns. I don't know how true it was. I don't know.
He's planning to sign with Rodgers and the Steelers the next few days, but we don't know. But that's our show, guys. I'm back in Australia. Bubba's
back.
Does
your mom? You're having a big welcome home celebration? The party?
Nah. I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy to be home. That flight sucks. Like I said, I was 8 hours in, and I was like, I wouldn't if the plane exploded, I'd be happy either way. Like, because like
that's good. That's a good way to end the show right there. Yeah, that's a good way.
I'm sitting there like this, and I'm like, if it happened now, it wouldn't bother me because I'm so.
Well, maybe the pub will have because you haven't been to the pub,
Yeah, the Winners Pub.
Yeah, the Winners Pub, because I mean the business has dropped 40% since you've been out of the country.
I don't know if I want to try Australian beer again. The Austrian beer was so nice. It was something different to it, man.
Tell them to get you ship some beer in for you. Now you're a world traveler. You want to have good beer.
It was honest to goodness, like it's a heavenly beer. It's something you can have like 5, 6, 7 of them, and you go, it still tastes like the first one. You know what I mean? I drank in a pub that was like, it was built by monks in 1616. So even back then, with the monks back then, they loved their religion and their beer.
I don't know a priest or a father that doesn't drink.
Chicken burger special. That's all right. That's right.
I mean, they should name a drink in your Winners Pub for you.
Well, I'm the only fucker that goes in there on a Monday because everyone's working. Monday after the game, if we win versus the Colts, and I go down there at 10 a.m.
celebrating by yourself.
There's no one else there. It's great because everyone's working. Because I have my.
Well, every bar you go into, there's hardly anybody else. People just know it's you, and then they fucking when I
was down there in Prague, there was one person watching the Dolphins game.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks, Bubba. Thanks everyone on the show. I got to check out the hotel. I've got 45 minutes to get home.
Have a safe trip home.
I'm almost there.
I know you're in the country. God bless the Australian in you. But tomorrow give fucking that Zim about uppercut.
I'm gonna let him have a 30-second if you want to bag us out and say we played bad, and But I think
we didn't lose to the Jets. We didn't lose to the Jets. That's all you gotta say. We didn't lose to the Jets.
The Steelers beat the Jets. The Bengals beat us, but the Jets beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
Who's the better team?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uppercut.
That game was good, by the way, too. Justin Fields went off. Like he was playing good football.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Since he blows.
Well, now I've got Wi-Fi, so
they're in trouble now. They're in trouble now.
And it'll be my 9 a. Can I be earlier than normal because we have like daylight savings coming up or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. It's still sunny. It was sunny here when I come downstairs, but now it's darkness is upon us.
I came back to Australia and it's like 15 degrees, which is like your 70 or something Fahrenheit. So it's nice. Like it's like spring, so it's going to be quite good. All right, thanks, Bubba. Great show, everyone. We talked about a lot.
See you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. I'll be in better mood.
We're not off the ledge. Shane's pulled us back in.
I'm like this. I'm teetering, but I, I'm okay.
Holy Julie.
I'm still taking the Steelers. I will never pick any. I just can't. It's not in my DNA. Like I'll pitch after the fact.
So hang on a minute. I think I do have my. So this week, when you guys have daylight saving or something, I think my game goes to 5 a.m. I can't remember. Something crazy happens around this time. It gets earlier for me.
Oh, okay.
Which is better. It's much better than fucking waiting up. Gonna get colder here. Do you guys going into your winter? Yeah, it's getting. That was tough to in Dublin and had a flight at fucking 4 a.m. to watch that game. Holy shit.
Yeah, you had it rough. You had it rough. But you're not a real Steeler fan.
Nah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a real Steeler fan.
Yeah.
I've got an idea. Here's what I'm going to do 1 year before we go. I thought about this today. I was like, wouldn't it be great to go and see every single game in a season? Obviously, you have to save money for that, right? Yeah. I'm going to do it. Not this year, next year. Maybe in like 2 or 3 years or 4 years. I'm going to save some money up.
God bless
you. I'm
going
to go see every fucking game.
Like you're going to get a Steelers game, like
week 1, week 2. I'm going to every city wherever they go. I'm going.
You're going to be a season ticket holder for the Steelers and go 1 year and see every single game.
Yep, home and away. I thought, and that has to be a lot of planning because I have to probably do it.
Yeah,
save a lot of money. But I'm thinking about maybe in 2028 or something like that.
We'll have a marathon we'll have a marathon. What do you call it?
Like I'm not even joking. Like the dead set. Like how long is the season? Like 17 weeks.
17 weeks.
How many months is that?
From September to January.
How many days is that?
That would be you count
times
exhibition.
119. So I think my visa can be 90 days.
Ooh-wee.
So I could do a USA visa for 90 days.
Well, it's just start first game of the season because then you don't want to, or unless you start that and then you got 17 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think my USA
you'll have to extend it.
This will be a project like in 5 years' time, maybe. USA visa for I think it's like 90 days.
Well, you can live in Latrobe, go to training camp, and then you can go to exhibition games, and then you just live in Pittsburgh for whatever, and then
I'll figure it out. Anyways, that was my idea. 1 year I'm going to go see every fucking game.
There you go. And then
every game, like I'm in the stadium.
There you go.
And I'm going to have to like plan it out in like years time, but I think that'd be something kind of cool.
You have high aspirations. Those are high goals.
Yeah, but then I thought about it. If I do it in 2028, there might not be a TJ Watt. You know what I mean? I was like, oh no, like you need a good team, don't you? What if I did it? What if I did it with a shit team?
You'll be popping a lot of fucking beers open, and you'll be drinking while you're in the airplane. You'll be drinking all time you're here. If the Steelers are not as good, but
yeah, that's definitely something I
thought.
Like
times the Steelers have not been that good.
I could host a watch party, or like a midweek watch party in each city, maybe, or do content as we go. Cost me $1 million to do it, but I thought,
have the
what a way to be not a.
Have the NFL get married.
Might have to do that. I thought, what a way to not be a real Steeler fan, Bubba.
Well,
you go to every game.
Well, there you go, and just marry a Steeler fan, then you won't have any issues.
Oh, so it's 18 weeks.
Well, I didn't include the bye. I didn't include that.
Yeah, so I'd like if it was, the first week was going to, San Fran. I'd start there.
You'll have 8 games. You'll have eight. You'll have 7 or 8
Kevin
games.
Adams, he does it, doesn't he? Kevin Adams does.
Kevin Adams goes to every single fucking game. Every game. He is so intense.
George is a good man. Yeah, during the 18 weeks, probably something's going to get stolen.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, that's something I thought about this morning. I was like, maybe in 5 years' time in 2030.
I didn't think about that when I woke up this morning.
Every game.
Yeah.
Plus
I know that game I 14. I'm old and decrepit, man. I had to hold on to the rail to get up out of the chair. People were getting, it's when you're heavy and big, it sucks.
We'll still be doing podcasting by then. Calf says playoffs and preseason. If I did them all, that's like, I could do them all, but imagine that. Holy dooly. I think they're right. Whoever said they need to marry someone.
This is the one thing that actually is very positive of doing stuff in my life is doing these stuff right here. Whatever podcast show I
saw you guys got rated too the other day by Tom Rossi.
I can't keep up. I was like, my God.
Have you figured out your money yet? How to get paid by YouTube?
I got paid. I got my first check.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Good. Every 21st of the month.
Yeah.
We'll start looking over the thing.
We're going to do some membership stuff for the all-time Steelers of all time, and the membership has to give us the Steelers they have to put into the poll.
Oh, you're going to make a list out of them. Okay.
Yeah, and we want the members to give us the list, and then we have everybody vote and see who wins.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Carlos is a real fan would do preseason games as well.
Well,
I'm going to have to maybe talk to the Steelers, ask for a media pass and do it. I don't know. I just think it'd be a great accomplishment to see every game in a season. That'd be like
be the international journalist while you go to every game.
But only say good things about them, not bad things.
You got to get a hold of DVE because DVE will maybe they can do something and we get some big charity for you and DVE have a watch-a-thon.
I'm thinking like, what's up, dog? I'm thinking like, 2029 or something, like Chris Boswell's last year or some shit like that. The Chris Boswell tour. You know how good would it be for him to break the Gary Anderson record for points in 2 years' time?
He might be. Well, we thought it was going to be this year, but our offense is scoring a lot more points with touchdowns.
Yeah, he's got a chance for the next year, year after.
Yeah, you need to come up with something. Shane always comes up with ideas because now he wants to have me run for state representative for Pennsylvania, and my wife is like, "No way, you're not running for politics." And I'm like,
didn't one of the other wrestlers, Ace Event, what's the guy's name? Jesse
Ventura. Yeah, but he was governor. He was way bigger than I was. Here's Jesse, and here's me. Like I'm not even on the screen.
Yeah, but didn't you wrestle Jake the Snake?
I did, and he beat me and took his boot off and beat me in the head with it. So,
there you go.
But yeah, I don't know about politics. I'd rather just talk Steelers football.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, now we're out of here. Thanks, Bubba.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Pat. Out of way in the stream, and we'll get out of here with this one. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, Bubba, on your show as well at 9 p.m. Steelers.
Yeah, in your own house, in your own bed. I mean, I won't see you in your bed, but I mean, you know what I mean.
You never know. Sleep stream. All right, see you, Bubba. See you guys. I'll see you guys later.